This is a scene-by-scene analysis of Belly and Conrad in the series finale of The Summer I Turned Pretty, because every scene in this episode needs to be appreciated for its necessity, its purposefulness, and how it was wonderfully done. We're going to focus on the storytelling and the fantastic performances from Chris Briney and Lola Tung that brought so much emotional complexity to this story. So the first thing we need to acknowledge before we even begin the episode is the fact that Conrad is just showing up at Belly's door without any real plans is not just something that makes for a romantic plot, it's also telling us something about Conrad and his love for Belly. We know from Conrad's conversation with Laurel that he's still working on getting better at dealing with uncertainty and letting go of control. So Conrad going to Paris is an act of incredible vulnerability. He's giving up all the control to put himself in a totally uncertain situation. The last time he did this was when he confessed his love to Belly on the beach and he was utterly rejected. By going to Paris, Conrad is risking another worst-case scenario because Belly could very well tell him, "I didn't ask you to come, you should leave." So the fact that he's doing this tells us that Conrad's love for Belly has not changed. He still loves her so much that he's willing to put himself out there for her again, and he's eager to do it. We know this from his conversation with Agnes that the only reason Conrad's taking this last-minute detour to Paris is because Belly finally wrote him back. He had spent months writing letters to her that she never responded to until now. Belly finally gave him a sign that she's ready to and that she wants to hear from him. This tells us that not only is Conrad eager and ready to take action the moment Belly signals that she's open to reconnecting with him, it also shows that Conrad respects Belly's agency. He honors her freedom to choose whether he gets to be in her life. As much as he loves her, Conrad was not going to force himself into Belly's life. He waited until she unlocked the door. All this context from the show's storytelling establishes the fact that Conrad's love for Belly is steady and it's patient, which is what makes the opening sequence of this episode so meaningful. We see Conrad at Belly's door, but the Belly that he came to see, the Belly that he used to know, is not here, literally and metaphorically. He must wait patiently in order to meet her again. And I love this song that the show is using here in the background. I have a physiological response to the song, Je te laisserai demain. The literal translation is, I will leave you words, and he sings about leaving notes for someone as a reminder of his love. It's a song about the comfort and the reassurance of a love that endures. He's letting his loved one know that even if we're not together, even when I'm not with you, my love for you will still be there. So we can see how this directly relates to Conrad's letters and his love for Belly. This song in the opening sequence gives such wonderful support to the storytelling and sets the mood with the aching tenderness of a love that is patient and enduring. So Conrad waits for Belly, and here she comes. Riding a scooter, something he's never seen her do. His look of hopeful recognition. Confidently wearing heels, unlike the Belly that he used to know. With short hair, which he's never seen. Aww. With a guy that he's completely unfamiliar with. Look at his expression here. He shifts his eyes, not just because he's watching Belly be affectionate with another guy, but I think a part of Conrad suddenly feels out of place. Belly is different now, and she clearly has a life that, at this point, he's not a part of, and he has no idea if he could be, but we have this flashback. This was when Belly told Conrad they couldn't be together because of Jeremiah, and Conrad gave Belly the infinity necklace and said, no matter what happens, we will still be infinite. This flashback at this point reveals Conrad's state of mind and his feelings for Belly, that she can move to another country, she can cut her hair, she can change her style, she can even be with someone else, but his love for her does not and will not change. No matter what happens, Conrad's love for Belly is infinite and will stay the same. She's in shock.
Conrad!
Surprise!
Oh, he's just happy to see her.
Hug, come here!
Okay, we need to make a note of this hug. This is the first of several times throughout this episode where we'll see Belly initiate physical contact with Conrad. But this first time, it's a very obligatory hug based on formalities. She gives him a hug because that's what you're supposed to do when you see someone you haven't seen for a long time. But it's very clear that this was not a relaxed hug of warm affection. It's kind of tense and kind of awkward. And as this scene continues, notice how the first thing he says is based on an observation of her, because he's just happy to see her again, to be in her presence, to take her all in after all this time of missing her and only imagining what it would be like to see her again. He's so focused on her that he's completely forgotten about the shock value of him being here.
I like your hair.
Yeah, thanks. What are you even doing here?
She quickly brushes his compliment aside because there's a huge elephant in the room of what are you doing here? And we're going to see Conrad snapping out of it with a rush of almost embarrassment as he tries to downplay the enormity of what he's done with a logical explanation.
Yeah. Sorry, it was sort of a last minute thing. I have a conference in Brussels. It turns out Brussels is a quick train from Paris, so I thought it's your birthday.
My birthday's tomorrow.
No, yes, I know that.
She corrects him because she knows, they both know, that there's something not being said here. She's basically saying, why are you really here?
The conference starts tomorrow. I thought that I'd try and catch you, take a train to Brussels later.
You can almost see the thoughts running through Belly's head as she's trying to make sense of what all this means. And she has her walls up because she's not exactly welcoming him with open arms, and Conrad can feel it. Right there.
You probably have a ton of plans.
Yeah, and I do.
No worries. I just showed up at your doorstep, so.
Did you see that shift in his expression? He's so vulnerable here. And what he does next is something that we've seen him do before. He gives Belly a way out by saying that he has a backup plan so it takes the pressure off of her.
What time's your train?
They run all day. I was just gonna take the last one. And if I didn't catch you, I was gonna see some sights, walk around, so it's no trouble.
Well, I have plans at 8, but, I can hang out with you until then.
Yeah?
Yeah. It'll be fun to play tourist again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
He's so happy.
Great, yeah. Let me just drop you back in my apartment, and then we can go.
Okay?
Wait here. I'll be right back.
It's very important and meaningful that Belly doesn't invite Conrad up to her apartment. She's literally and figuratively not letting him in. She's guarded. We're also seeing a very different dynamic between Belly and Conrad. In the past, we've only really seen Belly being the one who's flustered, embarrassed, or awkward with Conrad. But now we're seeing Conrad being the one who's flustered. Their dynamic has changed because not only has Conrad changed, Belly has also changed. Throughout this conversation, we saw Belly play it very cool. She seemed very composed and almost disinterested and unaffected by seeing Conrad again. But the show is going to let us see how Belly really feels on the inside. She's completely frazzled. She's absolutely stunned. She's clearly still affected by Conrad. And this part is very telling. Belly reapplies lipstick, meaning she cares how Conrad sees her. She wants to look good for him, revealing that she still has feelings for him and that this reunion means something to her. And just in case anyone questions if that's reading too much into it, the show confirms this by giving us Belly's inner dialogue, in which she chastises herself for doing exactly what we think she's doing.
What the fuck are you doing? Just play tour guide for a few hours, and then send him on his way.
So this whole opening sequence with Belly and Conrad just set the stage for the rest of the episode. And we know 3 things to be true. 1, Belly has changed in a lot of ways, and the dynamic between her and Conrad has also changed. 2, Belly still has feelings for Conrad, but she's guarded, and she's also at conflict with herself. And 3, Conrad's love for Belly is persistent yet patient. He's gonna let Belly take the lead. Next, we'll see Belly and Conrad tour Paris.